Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon, friends and family. I hope you all had a merry holidays. I know a lot of my friends out east are getting pounded by snow. I hope you're all staying warm and cozy and safe. I won't brag about what the weather's like here. That would be just cruel of me. So I'm not gonna. This is day 41. It is the day after Christmas. And I hadn't walked for a while because my hips were really bugging me. It might have been a result of that slip. I don't know. But yeah, so I haven't walked since day 36. So today, this is my new goal. I'm going to walk down to the end of Gunsmoke. And I'm going to start working towards getting back to where I'm eventually going to do my overnight camp. I mean, it's too cold overnight right now for me to do something like that, but I need to be able to hike back there. And it's about 5 miles, which I know is not a big deal. My friend John goes out and hikes 5 miles like it's no big deal, and he's a few years older than I am. So I don't know how he does it, but I can't compare myself to him. So I'm just gonna keep plugging away at it. My goal is in April, when the overnight temperatures are nicer, to do my overnight camp out there. And I need to be able to hike back there. Right. So here we go. It's a beautiful day out. Sky is a gorgeous blue. It is warm. Not super warm, but warmer than it has been. Oh. And I'm walking at a pretty brisk clip. I should slow down just a little. I do have my hydration pack on. And why is it wet? I may have to do something. Here we go. It's a beautiful day out. Gorgeous sunny views. There's the Huachucas. But it's warm enough for me to be wearing a short sleeve shirt. Let's put it that way. Road hasn't changed. Full of rocks. No change in the road. Okay, so I'm at the bottom of that hill. Got a straight away. I get it to the top of the big one. Till I get to the bottom of the big one. It is warm. I'll tell you that much. It's warm. Not super warm, but you know, when you're walking and exerting yourself, yeah, it gets warm pretty quickly. It's too bad the overnight temperatures and the early morning temperatures are so cold, because this would be the perfect time of the year to hike, you know, and do an overnight hike and do a several day hike. But it's just a little too cold for me. And granted, yeah, I could get super cold weather gear, but do I wanna? I don't know. I need to do that review of the Agnes insulated air core. It is insulated. It's rated 4.2. So, I mean, it's really well insulated to keep me from the cold from the ground. But my tent is a 3-season tent, not a 4-season tent. And I just don't want to sleep in freezing cold weather. You know, that's the crux of it right there. Boom. Okay, heading up the hill. Okay, so I made it to the top. I'm just standing here resting. My heart is just a pounding. So I'm gonna rest a few minutes. The gate is way down there. I've reached the half-mile point halfway up the hill. So I just want my heart rate to slow down a little, and then I'll continue. Okay, I made it to the gate. Workout resumed. Now we're gonna go down Sundance. And this is really sandy right through here. Oh my goodness, see? Feet are just a slippy slide. I guess I shouldn't bitch and complain, because pretty soon it's gonna be nothing but rocks. But you know, you can twist an ankle in sand really easy too. Somebody's walked down here, somebody with little feet. Kids, maybe. Yeah, little feet. Okay. So from the gates back there to the road where I would turn off to hike back to my overnight camping spot on state land is, my husband says it's 2 miles from our house, but I think that it's maybe 2 miles from Gunsmoke to that road. We'll see. Again, I am I'm gonna push it a little. I'm almost at the 1 mile mark right now. I'm having to walk slowly because this and that's okay because it helps slow down my heart rate a little. But she said, almost there, keep up the good work. I actually kind of like that from the Samsung Health app. Water time. So just up here a little bit should be the 1 mile walk marker. And I set my target in the app, the Samsung Health app, to 1 mile. And so it sends me a notification. I gotta switch over. Sends me a notification at half mile. Sends me another notification right before I'm close to the mile. And then every half mile after that. I do like that. The Map My Hike, Map My Walk app that I had started out with using only told me when I got to the mile. Didn't tell me the half mile. So as a result, I wasn't fully aware of how far I was going aside from that mile. But I guess it was a good thing to get started with. I need to slow way down. This uneven ground. It's like sand and rocks, and it's just uneven. And so as a result, my foot is going all over the place. And it's making me short of breath. Okay, finally, a flat area. Oh,
target reached.
Yay!
Duration 24 minutes 43 seconds. Current speed 2.3 miles per hour. Average speed 2.4 miles per hour.
Okay, so that was good. I walked that in 24 minutes. Oh my God. That's really good. I've improved a lot. It used to take me like 39 minutes to walk a mile. So that's really good. Hallelujah. All right, since it's a mile, I'm going to take a little break. This is what I'm looking at around here. That's where I came from. Oh. So I'm going to drink water and take a little break. Oh. In through my nose, out through my mouth. Okay, now we're going to keep going. I'm going to slow my pace a little bit.
Workout resumed.
The desert is in full winter mode. There's a few plants like the sage. I guess it's not sage. What was that? What did they call those? Tar bush. That's it. Tar bush is still holding on to a little bit of green. Everything else is gray and brown and devoid of leaves. I haven't ever walked down here. I've been down here. My husband and I go down here on the Polaris. I haven't ever walked it. It's really pretty. Very peaceful. So my goal is just down here, probably about a half a mile. Maybe, we'll see when I get down there. It's a big wash. And there are culverts that go underneath the road, but the road is like super narrow. And I think I've told you guys, this road goes all the way to Highway 80 over there, the base of that big mountain. But, and yeah, it looks nice and wide right here, but when we get down to the wash, you'll see why it's not passable by emergency vehicles. See, and that's the big thing, is everybody's like, we need to, a lawyer owns the property where this road meets his property. And he fenced it off a long time ago and said nobody can go on there. And so it's always the new people that come to the neighborhood. The rest of us already know this. But they always like, we need to petition him, send a petition to the county. He needs to be able to allow access through his property to the highway for emergency purposes. Well, you know what? Number one, he did it a long time ago. It's probably past the time where you could go in and force him to do anything. Number two, he's a lawyer. And number three, if it was during monsoon season and emergency personnel could not get across the big wash because it was flowing, they would go around there and they'd say, I'll be damns to this lawyer guy, we're going down here. But there are several places where this narrows, and the wash is one of them, where an emergency vehicle would not be able to get across. Now, we could ferry people. There's enough of us out here that have utility terrain vehicles that if it was a dire emergency, we could ferry them past the wash. And get them to a point where we could meet the emergency vehicles. But aside from just a few of us, not many people have come down this way. All right, I'm gonna stop here, take a little break. It's kind of in the shade. So this is my path right It's very rocky, very uneven.
Workout paused.
So it would be kind of like walking on the AZT for sure. It's not something you can book across. So my friend and I were talking about through hiking again. There's a lot of people, they're younger mostly, 20s and 30s, that through hike a lot of the different trails in the continental United States. There's a Pacific Coast Trail, the Appalachian Trail, the AZT. There's some other ones too. There's even some up in Alaska. And you know, they'll do like, I need to move up a layer. There we go. We'll just say, take for example, the AZT, Arizona Trail. They'll through hike from Mexico border up to the Utah border. It's 800 miles, give or take a few. I think it's more. But it takes them a little bit over a month to do that. Because they do have to stop. They do have to rest. You know, take a day here or there in civilization and rest. They've got to be booking. I don't know how they can walk on this stuff at a fast clip. Or maybe I'm just super cautious because I know what could happen to me. I'm older and I could twist an ankle or my foot could get tangled in something. Down I go, break a hip. Because I'm a faller, guys, if I haven't told you before. Oh, that wash is a lot longer than I thought, further away than I thought it was. I think my husband's wrong. I think that road is much further than 2 miles from our house.
Workout resumed.
Okay, thank goodness it's a little bit smoother. It's just little rocks and sand. So this isn't too bad. I will say, my endurance is much better than it was when I started 41 days ago. Okay, 41 days out of 365. This is this year's journey. And I remember my second, I think I told you, for those of you who haven't watched my day 2 video, day 1, I was an idiot. More so than normal, guys. Shush up, my friends. And I was dumb and I walked that mile all the way down to the gate and back, 2 miles that day. And it about killed me. So it made me remember my own advice. You got to start slow, start short. And so day 2, I didn't even walk a half a mile. I dropped it back down. And then I was walking every day, but I was walking short distances. And so as a result, it didn't take me very long, 15, 20 minutes. Well, now I'm to the point where, you know, a 2-mile walk is taking me an hour.
Paused.
So I have to be more judicial with my times in between walks, because until I retire, I just don't have time to go take an hour, and soon longer than an hour, walk on a daily basis. That, and I discovered, like I've talked to you about, I discovered that my body needs those breaks in between. Sometimes more than just a day, sometimes 4 or 5 days. But even though, sorry for my sniffy nose, I get out here and my nose just starts running. But anyways, I still have that drive, this all burning desire to achieve that goal. And you know, it's so funny that I've made a lot of goals in my life. I don't think I've ever been this driven. Yes, I will take that back. When my rheumatoid arthritis was really bad, when it was at its worst. And there's our rock. We stuck that rock in that post. And I don't know if you can see, there's the Tombstone Hills in the distance. When I knew I didn't want to go on those high-powered biologicals that had first come out, there hadn't been enough trials of them. They scared the crap out of me. But I was in so much pain, and I was tired of giving myself injections. I mean, to the point every time I had to give myself an injection, I was like physically ill, like gonna throw up every time I did it, just because I had to do it every day. And that was when I started my walking program. That was the basis for what's going on now. I was very driven at that time. I didn't know if it would help my RA to go into remission. I didn't know at that time. I just knew that I needed to be more physically active in hopes. I had tremendous hopes that it would help. And it did. I think I told you I lost, over the course of a year, I lost 70 pounds. I went from 250 pounds down to 180. And my RA went into remission. And I was able to get off all the medications. And so, move out to Arizona, fast forward now. Move out to Arizona, I'm living in a big city, and I didn't feel safe walking in a big city, and I didn't want to go to a gym. There is nothing wrong with gyms. Some people absolutely love going to the gym. It is just not me. But I didn't feel safe walking either. I tried hiking in the different hills and mountains around Phoenix a little bit. But again, lots of people, because everybody that wants to be in the outdoors, that's what they do. So lots of people, which, as you know, as I've told you I'm not real keen on lots of people. And so, as a result, slowly and steadily, I started putting the weight on. I mean, it wasn't fast. Seven years, and I'm still not up to the weight that I was back when way back when was that? 2007. I am not anywhere close to that, but I was inching up there. And I was having an occasional arthritis flare, not osteo, the rheumatoid. And you probably wonder how I know the difference between the two. RA, when you're having a flare, not only do you have the pain in both sides of your body, sometimes it's just both wrists, sometimes it's both knees, sometimes I've told you that it'll flare up in the connective tissues between my ribs. Even though the rheumatologist was like, that's not possible. It's like, it's connective tissue, isn't it? And the rheumatoid arthritis affects the connective tissue. And she's like, well, yeah. I'm like, I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. But anyways, not only do you have that pain, you also have so much fatigue. You are so tired that even doing minimal tasks feels like takes a monumental effort. You're just wiped all the time. And it causes you to be depressed on top of it. So then you're piling on all this other stuff. Hey, good. I don't know if you can see it. We're coming to the wash finally. And I'm tired, and so I don't care how far I am. I don't know if I'll go much further. We'll see. But anyways, I've had an occasional flare down here. And there's going to be some people that don't like this. This was my experience. I work in healthcare. I was working in a facility when COVID started. We were some of the first healthcare workers, were some of the first people that were given the COVID vaccine. I opted to get it because I was working with older people. And I didn't want to take the chance of me getting it and accidentally bringing it to work and killing somebody, because there were no treatments at that time. So the first COVID shot I got, oh, I got so sick. It threw me into a RA flare, scared me, and it was a pretty bad flare, but it cleared up pretty quickly within 2-3 days. Okay, so I was back to work. So then a month later, when we got the booster, I was a little nervous about it. Okay, so here's the wash, and that is what an emergency vehicle would have to squeeze through without falling into the wash. It's narrow. A Polaris will fit through there. A small vehicle could fit through there, but not an ambulance, not a fire truck, you know. You can see the power of this wash. Look at the culverts. Those culverts were attached up here. And so at one time, probably not too long ago, those came unattached and got pushed down. Look at that one, is just collapsed. Water is crazy what it can do. But anyways, yeah, it's really narrow through here. So yeah, we could get people out.
Workout resumed.
This side is the prettier side of the wash. And this is just a small wash, people.
Workout paused.
But it's really pretty back in there. So this tree here, remember how I've talked about the Ohelmo desert acacia bushes that have the thorns that'll reach out and grab you and you'll itch for a week after? If they're allowed to just be, they turn into a tree. And they've got little teeny thorns way up on those top branches. But down below, they have no thorns. Isn't that cool? I think that was cool. You know, and it's hard to tell. I know this because I've seen this when the leaves were on it. And I was like, oh my God, that's an acacia tree. All right, I'm gonna go a little further. I'm just gonna walk slow. I probably should check to see how far out I am. It's not much further to that road. It's just up this little rise a little bit. And kind of where you see where it dead ends down there, that's where the road, I mean, it goes straight, but it curves that way. And then there's a L that goes off that direction onto the state land. So
Workout resumed.
it's closer than I expected. I was thinking it was further from the wash. So I'll keep going. I'm tired, but I'm not overly tired. And it would be, it'll make me feel so good if I could make it to that junction. Give yourself goals. My goals aren't going to be your goals. Cows have been down here. I see their hoof prints in the sand. This whole area, cattle free range. So peaceful out here. The only thing that would be good is if there were bird sounds. But there's not much to eat out here right now if you're not an insect eater. There's some seeds, but I would hazard a guess that the birds move to areas where there's pretty well guaranteed food. I am almost there, people.
Workout paused.
Oh. I'm sure that I've gone
Workout resumed.
more than a half a mile over that mile. But it did not tell me. So this is something I've thought about as an older hiker. And yes, I am becoming more limber, more flexible. My endurance is definitely improving. But there is no way I'm sitting down on this ground. You know, if I was in my 30s, I'd sit on one of these rocks and go, take a little break. because I could really use a sit-down break right about now. But there is no way I'm sitting on this ground. I would never get back up. I'm almost there. About 60 more feet. Almost here, almost here. And this is where I need a chair. Dun, 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 dun. I made it. That's the road. This road continues on that way. But that's the road that I'll walk over this way a little bit before I take a break. This is the road, and you can see it goes back all the way down. See that kind of light tan area in the distance? I can see it. I don't know if I can see the closest light tan area. Okay, that is where the end of the road stops. It's still state land, but the rancher has it completely marked off. I mean, closed off, so you can't get through. Because all of this over this way, the majority of it is all state land. So from here to that light tan area, kind of into the light tan area, to where the road stops and there's a fence, is supposedly 2 miles. I will be camping before that. There's a little area down there. There's lots of birds. There's grass, but you can't see it from this elevation. There's some trees. You can see some trees. They kind of blend in. I can see them. I don't know if my camera eye can pick them up. And that's right in that area too. And so that will be where I'm walking, and it's downhill all the way. Thank goodness for that, right? But I made it. Yay! I have no idea how far I am. So I just checked. I'm at 1.86.
Workout paused.
So if I head back now, see, and this is where people get themselves in trouble, because I am so tempted. I am so close to that 2 mile mark. I'm so tempted to walk down there till I get that 2 mile, but I'm tired right now. And so I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm going to turn around. I'll be over 3 miles. You know what? That is a good enough achievement for today. The fact that I made it to this road is huge. When I started this journey back on November 15th, I figured it'd be February or March before I got to this point. To where I made it to this little crossroad. I feel good. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I'll probably have to take a few days off after this, but that's okay. I did it, guys. All right. I'd bring you back with me, but y'all have already seen all that. So I'll just stop it here and tell everybody, please keep safe. If you live in those blizzard areas, stay warm. And if you're able, get yourself out there. If not, watch videos, get yourself inspired. And if you really love my videos, please become a subscriber. I really appreciate all the love and support that y'all are sending out to me all the time. I truly do appreciate it. All right, take care. I love you. Bye.